Hi. This is going to be the final. I'm just trying to see where the picture is. Okay. This is going to be the final installment on this tailstock, the new tailstock. You can see it here, and it travels in and out. And when it's clamped onto the main block here that slides along here, I have a tooth-thou run out over a 3-inch length, and that was on the horizontal plane. I don't think it's going to cause any problems for me. Obviously it's not correct. It should be perfect, and it's not. There's a slight discrepancy. That's one of the problems with this design. The other problem is that this block here that slides on should have been much bigger, giving more area on the bar, because without this block sitting at the back and locked up, without that on, as soon as I put any pressure on at all, I get an error of at least 5, and if I put a heavy pressure on, it goes as much as 10 thou. So obviously it's very weak in the design. Not much I can do about it now. If somebody else wants to do something like this, then hopefully this information will help them. I can get by with it. It's no problem for me, but obviously it should be perfect, and it's not. So it's 50% a failure, in the sense that it doesn't keep this center on this center constant. It's easy to adjust. I have a kind of a test bar here that I just machined up. I could have relieved it in the middle so that I just take cuts at both ends. But that is parallel according to the centers, and if I'm doing any between center work, then obviously it will have to be adjusted accordingly. That's not a good point, but for me it doesn't matter. For the experts out there, it's serious. For me it doesn't matter. I had the ease of adjustment on this tailstock. I just undo these 2 screws. These are the locking screws. I'll take it off in a minute and show you. And I just moved the micrometer thimble 1 or 2 thou and readjust this so that it goes up against the what you call it, the stem, and then I just lock it up with these 2 screws, and I'm happy. I can work with that. It's not, none of this is projection, and production work. So, but one of the good things about this design is that I can get past the center with my tool bit, which is a good thing, as opposed to the original tailstock, where it was difficult. You had to have a 1/2-inch stem coming way out here to get across the saddle. So 6 of one and a half dozen the other, I guess. The modification that I did worked out very well. The original design was it just slid on with as close a fit as I could get, bearing in mind that it's aluminium as well. Aluminium against aluminium, it's not good. So the original was pushed on and locked up with this, which was no good, because as soon as you put pressure on here, it moved. I mean, it still moves now, but at least I've got a good fit on the dovetails, so it's locked up solid. Before, I just nipped that up and it was no good, so that's another bad point about it. It's a shame really, because it's quite a nice design. The idea is nice anyway. Of course, when I got the design from Metal Master, Mr. Urich's design, much sturdier cast iron material, much sturdier tailstock guide. The whole thing was much superior. Bearing in mind that this bar is just located on a little dovetail at the back of the extrusion, I think it's working out quite well, really. If I really don't need this piece now, so I'll just take that off. Now, it's just a case of undoing that and sliding the block off. No big deal really. Undo these two screws, lock that up so it doesn't move around. Undo these two screws and slide it off, and you can see the modification that I did. If you can see that there, this is just a little triangular brass bar that I machined up, and it's located in there by two dowels, two little dowels that just hold it in there so it doesn't drop out, and just these two screws, and so it really works. It really works very well. You just slide it on there like that, and you lock that up, and you lock that one up, and that's it. It looks sturdy, but you get this flexibility. It's a big pivot area. It's at least 3 inches. Let's see, from this center, it's approximately 3 1/4 inches. So it's like putting a bar on a wrench and wrenching up. There's the further you go out, the more flex there's going to be, unless you can support it substantially in this area here. Then there's not much you can do about it. I'm not an expert by any means. It was a design that I came up with, and I thought it would work pretty well. It does work pretty well, but it could be better. So that's going to be the end of this. I've done enough work on here that I'm not going to bother anymore, because I know how to cope with any flexibility I get. So another little thing, little bit of trivia really. I ordered a couple of these little USBs, I think they are, micro card with adapter. I ordered it from, I thought, a Canadian company who are supposed to be in Ontario, and after I'd ordered it and got a reply, I find that it's being shipped from the US. Okay, so I bought 2 of these. I could have got them here, but I thought, well, I'll deal with a Canadian company. I won't go searching. I'll just let it get mailed here. It won't cost much. So it took 14 days for these 2 cards to arrive to me, and it cost me $16 US shipping post, and that is equivalent to about $21, $22 Canadian, because everything's in US, okay? Even though I did it through what I thought was a Canadian company. I'm not going to mention the name. Anyway, when it arrived, this is the box. This is the box that it came in. Look at the size of that. And these 2 little pieces were sticking up on the top there, okay? And it was closed, and there was a bit of strip here, a little bit of tape around, just around here on this part, locking it in. When it arrived, one of these was sticking out through here, like that. Almost, if that strip hadn't have been there, it would have come out. It would have been lost, okay? But look at the size of this box, and look, just take a look at that. This is how these businesses and companies are scamming you and costing you a lot of money on this bloody shipping. It really pisses me off, it does. 2 little cards like that in a great big box. Why can't they just slip them in one of these envelopes? Huh? Why can't they slip them in one of those? Too bloody lazy. Or making money. I'm sure they must have some kind of an agreement with the US Postal Service that they get a kickback on these bloody shipping boxes. So there you go. Never deal with them again. I'd like to give you the name, but I won't. So there you go. I'm going to call off now. It's Sunday evening. I'm going to go in and have supper and sit down and watch TV, and I hope you, well, I won't say whether you hope you'll enjoy the video. Bit of a rant, but that's the fixture. That's as much as I'm going to do with it. I've modified this so that it grips the dovetail nice and tight, and so I'm going to just carry on with other projects. Okay, thank you.